This is the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Dory Stewart.
Welcome back to another episode of the FXBG Neighbors Podcast, where we share the stories of our favorite local brands. I have a special guest joining me today. We've got Amber Cisneros joining us, and she is with Comfort Keepers. Amber, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
I'm excited for this. I'm excited to learn more about you and your business. So let's start there. Share with us, what is Comfort Keepers?
Yes, so Comfort Keepers is an in-home care agency. We reside here in Fredericksburg, and we serve the greater Fredericksburg area. We go all the way to King George, Colonial Beach area, even a little bit of Montrose. And then we also serve all the way to Orange area. We do have some clients in Culpeper. And then our territory north goes past Stafford, and then south past or below around Ladysmith area. So we serve that entire area. Many people may be familiar with Comfort Keepers because it is a national brand, but I am the local franchise owner here in Fredericksburg. So we do all in-home care. It's, to be clear, non-medical, so we don't do anything medical, but what we do is we're your comfort keeper. I would call them comfort keepers or caregivers. They come into your home and they help take care of people who need anything from like light housekeeping all the way up to 24-hour bedbound hospice support.
Amazing. What a needed service. And I didn't realize that you do as little as, some light housekeeping. I knew you did the, in-home care, but that's good to know. Maybe some people don't need anything, super heavy duty just yet.
Yeah, that's the great thing about the service that we provide. A lot of times we see clients, who call us who are usually the adult daughter of an aging parent. When it's like an emergency because, the mom may have forgotten to leave the stove on, and then a fire happens, right? And it's like, oh my gosh, my parents need care. And then by that time, clients become super hesitant to have care because they want to keep their independence. So it's often nice to get us in the home early as possible so that we could start out maybe a couple of days a week for a couple of hours. And then, ease into the care. And we really, really focus on that personalized approach. So caregivers get to know the families and grow with the need.
So smart. I love that. So I want to learn more about you. Tell me about your background and how did you get into this?
So that's always a very funny or interesting question.
Ah.
So I'm actually not from Fredericksburg, although now I feel like this is super home to me and my family. We originated out of California. I was actually a chief operating officer for a financial institution in Southern California. I spent 25 years of my career. I was born and raised in California, so was my family's from there. And I was turning 50, and I just was like, I think of a lot of people in life. You get to that point where you're just like, I want more. I want to be able to make an impact in the world. I want to do something that I'm passionate about. I want to give back. Even as an executive, I always was people-centered. My teams and the people that I supported or my clients were always the people that I looked as people I served. But in a financial institution, it just didn't really mesh with what my personal desires were. So on the flip side, when I was growing up, I grew up, like many people, from a broken home. And my grandmother was my safe haven. She was my person. And I had the honor and privilege of being her caregiver while she suffered with Alzheimer's. And it always left such an impression on me. She left such an impression on me. And I really felt like God led me here. And the reason why I say that is because in my moment of searching, this came about. I never thought that I'd be an independent business owner. It actually scared me because I didn't grow up with a lot, and relying on a paycheck was something that I was very comfortable with because I built this life and this career. But I really believe that God brought me through all of the things I did do in my life to bring me just to this place. And since I've been here, I have really I loved the community, loved the way that people have surrounded themselves around me and supported me. I came here, didn't know a soul. I brought my, at that time, 15-year-old daughter to a new high school who had no friends. My husband moved here as well with our animals. And I just feel like I haven't looked back. And so it's been 2 years now. It was 2 years on May 6th. And it's never been better. And I'm just super thankful for every single moment of it.
Amazing. Well, congratulations on 2 years. That's the first 2 years are the hardest. So congratulations on getting through that.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Yeah, I could not have gotten through it without, like I said, the community, but most importantly, the 200 caregivers that I'm lucky enough and fortunate enough to be able to help and support and be there for. And I have an amazing team in the back office. We have about 14 of us that have the honor of serving the community. And I definitely look at it as a servant mindset in the sense that we have the privilege to go into people's homes and do this work. And, like you said, honestly, it's very, very hard work. It's a full 100% people business. So it's constantly trying to make sure that everybody's happy, both my caregivers and my clients. But the 2 years could have not happened. I run this business in the sense of I'm the owner, but the true people who make this business possible are the people that I have the privilege of employing and that work every day. One of the hardest jobs in the world is being a caregiver.
Yeah. I am blown away by you. You moved from California to Fredericksburg, and in 2 years, you are running a business. You have 200 caregivers, I think you said, 14 staff members. I am so impressed. That's a very big accomplishment. Congratulations.
Thank you. We also have the privilege. Like I said, it didn't start out so great. Comfort Keepers has been in the Fredericksburg area for about 25 years. So I purchased it when it wasn't in its best state, to be quite honest. And I think everybody will be able to tell you that. But for me, being, integrity, doing the right thing, I don't really believe in doing things if you're not going to put your whole heart into it. And so when I do hire people or when people come across my path that want to work with this business, it's really important for everybody to know that we do the right thing, no matter what it is. If something happens and we mess up, or if a caregiver doesn't show up, or if, God forbid, whatever the case may be, I own it, I take responsibility for it, and I make it right. So I think that's really helped, is the culture, trying to build that culture around it's an honor to take care of people, and we have to take that as a privilege and make sure that we're doing everything we can, because things happen when it's really owned business and we're all just dealing with people. It gets sometimes a little messy, to be quite honest, but it's me taking ownership, being in the business every day. I'm in the office every day. I'm there. If something happens, the client gets a call from me, and my team is very capable. But I also want people to know that if they trust me and the business, then I want them to I want to earn that trust.
Yeah. Yeah. You're clearly a strong leader and setting a great example by leading with your values. So I love that. And I love that you mentioned earlier that the Fredericksburg community has been an important part. I'm always grateful for this community of business owners in the Fredericksburg area who are so supportive of each other. So I love that you mentioned that.
Yeah. Honestly, when coming from California, everybody's like, why did you move here? It's kind of funny because my daughter, I love her to death. She's just everything to me. But she, when we were talking about buying this business, there was a lot of opportunity because Comfort Keepers was selling all of their franchise or their corporate owned stores to franchises. And there was like 33 locations. And my daughter loved the Gilmore Girls. And she always said, okay, I want to go somewhere where it feels like the Gilmore Girls, the small town. I want to be in the small town girl. And it's so funny because 2 years ago. So I'm part of the local Rotary, and I'm also part of, I'm the chair of the Alzheimer's Walk, the local walk here. And we were supporting downtown, how they have the Christmas light, the Christmas lighting downtown for the tree. And we were actually volunteering for the Rotary, and it all happened in like the snow and the small town, and everybody and I'm like, you have your Gilmore Girls moment. But yeah, and it just extends so much more than that. It's so funny because people will say like, okay, who's your competitor, or who, and I'm like, I don't have competitors. Like, there's so many great home care agencies here in Fredericksburg, and I know you've interviewed some of them. We're all here just to do a good job, and if there's plenty of business out there. There is plenty of people who need our help. It's just all making sure that we do a great job. So I'm in the community where, we're always there to support each other, with the Alzheimer's Walk, which I'm going to selfishly plug that just because that's so dear to me. We all come together constantly to do things for the community. And I just love it. It's such a different change from California, but it's everything that I needed. Just in the most important part of my life that, and my husband, he is a true California, the 4-hour trip to Vegas is like his jam. So to bring him here was like, it was really hard for him, but now it's like all of us we're all in it and we just love it. And every single person, I can name everyone here on this call. I wouldn't have enough time just to say that we're an amazing community. The chamber is amazing. All the different ways that people come and support each other has just blown me away and made this, like, I feel the best city in the country.
I love that. That warms my heart. I love our little Hallmark town.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. So do you ever hear any myths or misconceptions about the industry that you want to set the record straight?
I think home care does get a bad rap, I think, sometimes. And the reason why I say that is because I think it's very similar. If you're a nurse, you and you're like a CNA in the hospital setting, right? So we do employ CNAs, we do employ, personal care aides. So I think that sometimes people get this notion that they don't care, or that like it's the lowest job on the totem pole, right? But every week I do orientation and we bring in new hires, and it just amazes me the passion and the commitment of people out there. And to do this job is, so hard and so tiring. But the amazing passion that these individuals have to do what they have. Yes, there are some that come in and do it just for the money, and we weed those ones out very quickly. We definitely actively manage our caregivers. But I do feel like there is a bad rap where a lot of people say, well, they don't care, or like caregivers are like, they just do it for the, for the quick money. But I have met some of the most amazing humans on the planet that do this job because caregiving is something that I believe is a God-given trait. Not everybody can do this job because it is hard, and you have to have that empathy and that compassion and that ability to be able to see the needs of people and be able to meet those needs. And it's the most unselfish job possible. So I think that that's probably what I want people to know the most, is that caregivers are amazing. I think I'm going to plug that first. But I think one of the other myths about home care is that anybody can do it as well. So I always tell people when they're looking for home care for their families, and it doesn't just have to be seniors. We support people of all ages. We've got some that are, have disabilities, or I say abilities. There's some that, have early, onset cancer or MS, or, different types of things like that where they need support. I think the biggest thing is to know that there are people out there that can help you. I didn't even know about these type of businesses or these type of, caregiving options. When I took care of my grandma, I just knew that I had to stay up day in and day out to take care of her. And that was what my job was. And but people who are their family caregivers know that there's help out there and ask for help. It doesn't have to be, 24/7. It could just be 4 hours so you can go and get a cup of coffee, or you can go walk the mall and get some respite for yourself. Because like I said, it's hard being a family caregiver, get help, ask for help. So I think those are the two misconceptions. Is I don't think a lot of people know that this exists, and also that caregivers are amazing. I will say that I will be the biggest advocate for our caregivers. And
your caregivers are lucky that they have you for a leader because you clearly have a strong appreciation for them. So they are lucky to have you as their leader.
Thank you. I feel like I'm the lucky one, like I said, because it's phenomenal to see the work that they do. And I get so connected and attached to so many families, and seeing each family go through these very hard and difficult parts of their life. And knowing that there's someone there that's going to knock on their door in the morning when they've haven't slept all night, taking care of their loved one. There's no better feeling than to help people and see the difference that we make. It makes all of the things that we go through that aren't necessarily the best, makes it all worth it when we have a family that just calls and says, like, thank you. Oh my gosh, like, you have no idea how much this, caregiver has helped me. Or, I mean, it amazes me. We've had families, that have passed on, and we try to go to all the funerals that happen. And I can't tell you how many times that our caregivers have been named in the eulogies and have been recognized in like the brochures or the pamphlets, or have been called out. And so, just the lives and the people that we're able to help is just, I don't know, it just is everything to me. And I know a lot of agencies will say the same thing, that this is a very hard business and a very difficult business, but it is by far the most rewarding.
I could see that. And I feel your love for what you do when you talk about it. I love that. So is there something that you wish the listeners knew about Comfort Keepers?
I think the thing that I want people to know most about us, and I look at this as just in my life in general, is that my favorite quote is, far and away, the best prize life has to offer is the chance to work hard at work worth doing. That was by Theodore Roosevelt. And we know that whole story, right? So I think that I want people to know that I bought this business because I truly wanted to make a difference. And I am just so beyond thankful that I had this opportunity, and that Comfort Keepers, when all is said and done, and when, whatever happens to me in the future, I mean, I'm going to be here forever, I say, but I want that mark to be left, that this business was a business that could be respected, that did the right thing when even sometimes it wasn't the popular thing. And that, that the thing that I did to come here to make a difference in people's lives, that I did that. And that's really what I want our business to know by is that we do care, and that we do love every single one of our clients, and we love every single one of our caregivers. And that when decisions are made or things happen, that we did it because we felt like it was the right thing to do. And that, people are important and people's lives are important. And when they trust us to take care of their families, that we take that very seriously.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
If the listeners are interested in learning more, or they just want to visit your website, where can they find you?
Yeah, the easiest way is just to go on comfortkeepers.com, and then you can just search by your zip code and our information will pop up. We're also on, Facebook, Instagram, all those. And then you can call me because everybody has my cell phone number. I'm always open and available to help too. And I also want people to know that whether you choose our agency or not to support you, I do have, and I've been able to be blessed to work with a lot of people in the industry and a lot of support. So even if you have questions, like even if you're don't understand certain things, or you need support to know if there was if you need to put them in some type of care facility, or if you need support in housing, or whatever the case may be, or you need a home health agency that has nursing support, call us, we'll help you. It doesn't always have to be because I want you to come to us to use us for an agency. Come to us and use us as a resource for any needs that you have for your aging parent. Or if you have, Veterans Administration questions, we work very closely with the veterans to get care for people who have served that have served in our country. Anything that you need. A wise woman once told me that when people come to her, she always wants to leave them with something that will make their lives better. So here at Comfort Keepers, I always tell our team, like, if someone calls and needs help, let's help them. It doesn't have to necessarily be that they use us or not. Always impart to something that they need and help support them in any way we can.
Absolutely. I love that. Amber, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today and sharing Comfort Keepers with us.
Thank you so much. And I hope we can meet somewhere as well, because like I said, I've heard so many great things, and you're doing such an amazing job in this community, and I'm just honored to be here. And if there's anything I can ever do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Blessings to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to fxbgneighborspodcast.com.